Welcome once again to Life Skills, and today we are going to make something that you need to plan ahead for. We are going to make stuffed French toast, which is an awesome breakfast for the whole family. I started out with a 13 by 9 pan that I buttered, and that's just take some butter, put on some plastic gloves. If you don't have gloves, then just take a Ziploc bag or plastic wrap and put it around your fingers. Rub it all over the pan just to lightly coat it so that nothing sticks. The next thing we're going to do is get our bread ready. Now, you can use any kind of bread for this. Something with a little bit of a firmer texture works well because then it'll soak up the egg mix. I am going to butter 12 slices of bread just on one side. My bread is all buttered, and it doesn't have to be perfect because remember, it's just going in the pan and it's going to soak up the stuff from the egg mix that's going to go on the top of it. I'm going to lay, and I've got huge slices of bread here, so I'm going to lay a bunch of it into the bottom of my pan. With commercial bread, you're going to be able to fit 6 pieces across the bottom. Because I'm using a bakery bread, it's not quite going to make 6. So that's okay. There. I've got my bread in the bottom. The next thing you're going to do is take 1 block of cream cheese and you're going to soften it, and then you add your favorite flavor of jam. So 1 block of cream cheese and about 1/4 cup to 1/3 cup of your favorite jam. It just so happens, I've got mine mixed already. I used raspberry. I love raspberry. It's one of my favorite flavors. You're going to beat it up so it's fairly smooth. If you want a stronger flavor, you just add a little more jam. If you like just the cream cheese flavor, you can just do cream cheese with a couple tablespoons of sugar and be done with it. Maybe a little bit of vanilla. This is where you can get creative with what your family likes. Then we're going to dollop it onto the bread and spread it around. Okay, I've scraped out my bowl really well. And I've got my bread pretty much all covered, the bottom. Then I am going to add the rest of my bread, and this time, when I put it in the bottom, remember I put it butter side down. This time I'm going to put it buttered side up. Okay? Then I'm going to set that aside for right now because the next part of this, I am going to do my egg mix that will go over the top. So in this bowl, I am putting 8 eggs and 8 eggs. Now, I'm going to beat these up to get the yolks broken and start them on the process of whipping. To that, I am going to add about 2 tablespoons of sugar. You can add less if you like it a little less sweet. You can add more if you want it sweeter. You can add a little bit of cinnamon if your family really likes cinnamon. Now, to that, I am going to add 2.5 cups of milk. Okay, 2.5 cups of milk. And beat that up well. Make sure that it's mixed nicely. It looks really milky, but that's okay. That makes it actually makes it kind of a custard. Milk and egg is all that goes into a custard. All right, then I'm going to pour this over my pan full of bread. And because it is very liquidy, that bread is going to want to float. So I'm going to press it down a little bit to make sure it's down into the egg mix. Okay, now here comes where you need to have it done ahead of time. I'm going to cover this up with plastic wrap and I'm going to put it in the refrigerator. It needs to refrigerate overnight. So you gotta make this the day before. Well, good morning. It is Sunday morning and we are going to throw our French toast bake into the oven now. I took it out of the refrigerator just a second ago. I'm going to take the plastic wrap off. My oven is preheating to 350. You can see that the bread soaked up all the egg mix pretty much. So this is going to go into a 350-degree oven, and I'm going to let it bake for about 45 to 50 minutes. And the French toast is done. It's nice and golden on top. It'll puff up really good, but as it cools out of the oven here for a few minutes, within about 5 minutes, it's going to settle back down. Slice it into pieces and serve it up with some powdered sugar or just syrup